Hi, I'm Allie. Join me to create these super quick and easy brick stitch earrings featuring 3 beads. Remember, if you need any supplies, go ahead and look below the video in the description. We'll put a link there of everything that was used, as well as links to get back to our website so you can check out other color options and other ideas as well. Gather up your materials and let's get started. All right, these oyster earrings are so easy and simple. We're using 8mm pearl, 8/0 seed beads, and some 3mm bicones. I have some white dragon thread in size 8 on a size 10 needle. I'm going to take my thread right through my pearl. Then I'm going to add one of my 8/0 seed beads, go back through my pearl, add another one of my 8/0 seed beads, go back through my pearl. You can see it wanted to go right through my pearl right there and kind of sit it on the side. We're going to take seed beads now and connect to each side. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to go to the opposite side and sew through the 8/0 seed bead that's there. Same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back up to the top here into the opposite side of that 8/0 seed bead and sew through again, adding those 8/0 seed beads all the way around the pearl. I'm going to continue on reinforcing this line through all of these beads one more time. I've used these opal seed beads or opal crystals a lot because I love the color of this jade opal. Okay, once you get the whole way around, you are going to go in, give a nice tight pull, come out wherever you want. We're going to do brick stitch, but this brick stitch is going to be a little bit different because we're adding an extra bead in. Normally with brick stitch, you start out with 2 beads for your first row. We're going to start out with 3. We're going to skip over bridge threads, which our bridge threads are going to be our thread between the beads. We're going to skip over the first, and we're going to go to the second and sew between those 2 8/0 seed beads. So your thread's coming out, skip 2 beads, sew right underneath those sew underneath those 2 seed beads. Go back up through your last bead so that it sits nice and vertical, up and down, just like that. Now we're going to add 2 more beads, one to decorate, one for the brick stitch. Go to the next spot between your beads, right there. So underneath that bridge thread, right there, back up through the crystal. You're sewing through the second crystal that you just added back towards the first crystal and giving a nice tight pull. Continuing on, 1 and 2. Here we go. Again, catch on between the next 2 8/0 seed beads. If you happen to go see how there I got in between the wrong ones, just push it down a little bit. Get between the right ones. Pinch those beads and sew back up through the first bead. Now, obviously, I went in here and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of my units. You can stop at any time though. I'm going to continue to make my earrings match. That's 3, 4 units. Oh, so simple. Five units. Going in right under. See, again, it wants to kind of pop over one because we're getting a little bit tight in our space. And just to show you too, as I'm working this, you don't have to stop either. If you want to, you can keep going the whole way around, like this little inspirational piece that I showed while I was teaching brick stitch on Facebook Live. Make sure that you're a member of our Facebook group and a member of our page, because we often go live on Facebook on Tuesdays and we go live on Twitch sometimes as well, teaching exactly how to do different stitches and different techniques. We're just designing live with our subscription boxes. Here we have the beads going up and down. You're going to make it to match. So you're going to look and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more to go. our 7th one here. As you do the last one here, you're going to go in between those 2 seed beads, catching on the bridge thread. Push those beads down, 1. There we go. Go back out through the beads, and here's where it's a little bit different. If you were to continue going around like this icy color one here, you're just going to keep going. Because I just want that to be at the bottom and have more of that drop effect, what I'm going to do is go back into bead number 2, or bead number 1, the one that sits on the top. Go back into the bead that sits vertical, the one before it. And then I'm going to drop down into my beads right here. I'm going through the 8 seed beads all the way till I get to the top of the piece. And then it's time to grab my wire guard and my extra 3mm bead. If you want a more dainty look, you can drop down to 11 seed beads and 2mm crystals. Once you get to your middle bead here, you can kind of hold it up and see which one is going to be your middle. You're going to add a 4mm bead, or sorry, 3mm crystal. Go through your wire guard, down through the opposite side of the wire guard, and then see where the fit is. You're going to go back down through your 3mm crystal, and then just give a little eyeball. If you're coming out your thread on the left-hand side of that 8 seed bead, you're going to go into the right-hand side, which is going to make that sit more to the center and directly over top. If you need to make your wire guard a little tighter so that way the points touch, just go in with a plier, press tightly, and make that point touch. From here, go back up and reinforce. And when you go back up and reinforce then, back up through the bead, back up through the wire guard. Get your thread caught in your pliers. It's so simple then to finish. Going down the opposite side here, reinforcing down through the crystal. Once again, whatever side you came out of the 8 seed bead, you want to go into the opposite. So you can kind of usually eyeball it. Where do I have 2 threads? Where do I have 1? Oh yeah, they're right here. From here, you're going to sew over along the 8/0s till you get to that starter thread. Push it down. Grab your thread ends. Right over left, left over right for a nice square knot. We'll make that the back of the earring. Grab your thread burner or thread zap. Burn off your extra thread, making sure you don't burn the lacquer or the luster on your pearl if you're using a pearl. You can also use like this one as a gemstone. Flip it over. Beautiful earring. Open up your ear wire. Slide that on. Sometimes it won't fit over the ball, and you just go right into the back there. Slide it down on. Let it drop onto the ear wire. And done. You get your nice oyster earring completed and easy to wear. Thanks so much for joining me in creating these oyster earrings. I know they kind of disappear on the green screen, but they're really pretty. You can do them in a variety of colors and styles as well. Remember, if you need any supplies, look below the video in the description, and we'll give links to get back to our site there. If you haven't already, hit that little subscribe and share your pictures with us in our Facebook group for beading and jewelry making. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned, Potomac Beaders, for more inspirational designs.